Okay, this should be interesting. I have my wife's phone, and her phone is an older one, so let's see if we get in. Huh, we get in. She complains all the time that she can't get in with her phone. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay, so her phone is, as you can see, an iPhone SE, and I'm going to get the battery replaced. It usually doesn't work. She's always complaining it usually doesn't work to open the door, but as you saw, you're my witness. I'm not making this stuff up because she always says I'm making it up and it doesn't work for her and it always works for me. It worked. I didn't have to do anything. It worked. Oh, it's hot here. Preheating, even in the winter, can be too hot. I'm dying here. Okay, let's do this. Okay, that took me about 6 different tries. The camera actually fell off one of the mounts. My fault. The mount is a great mount. My fault. I didn't have it suctioned on properly. Anyways, welcome back to the channel, folks. I know it's been a while. Straight disclaimer right now. This is going to be a very talkative...
You talk about your day. How was your day today? Did you have a good day today or a bad day today? Well, what kind of day was it? Well, I don't know. How about you? How was your day?
Discussion-worthy episode. So if you're expecting tips or anything, tips are coming. Within the next 48 hours-ish, we'll have Pro Tips volume... I've lost count. I think we're on volume 8 coming up. Volume 8. Yeah, pretty sure it's volume 8. Coming up. So just so you know, if you don't like rambling on episodes, then you probably won't like this. You might as well just stop it right now at the 1 minute mark or whatever it is. But I just want to give you guys a little update, a little catch up on what's been going on in the last couple of weeks since I touched bases last with you guys. You know, it's been a very cold week last week. Oh, minus 32 to minus 40, roughly, yeah, basically between minus 30 and minus 40, which is minus 40 in Fahrenheit for all you US guys, which is funny how. So now the west coast of Canada is getting hit. Calgary and all my friends out there in the west coast, they're getting hit pretty hard with this whole polar vortex. That's what it's been called, polar vortex. Let me get out of this lane. This guy's going way too slow. Thank God for autopilot. Okay, that's one of the things I want to talk about is the new version, the new software version 50.6. Now, is it just me, or I had 50.5 and now I'm on 50.6? Very small incremental update, you would think, right? We haven't seen anything different in the release notes, so one can assume it's probably just bug fixes and just behind the scenes things to improve things here or there. But I find, and let me know in the comments below if it's just me or if you guys are finding the same thing with 50.6. It's the autopilot and the nav on autopilot, it got worse. Is it just me or did it get worse? Like, I'm on a highway doing 110 right now. It's not windy or anything out. It's normal. And the car, I'm looking at the lines and I can feel it as I'm driving. The car is swaying in the lane. I talked to some of my friends that have autopilot. Yes, all my cameras are clean. It's just I don't know. Okay, one thing is swaying a lot more than version 50.5. 50.5, I had no complaints with 50.5. It was almost perfect. Well, not perfect, but you know what I mean. Okay, 407 transponder going away. But on top of that, yeah, here in Canada, we paid the government, which is us. We built a toll highway. We paid for it. It was expensive at the time, but somewhat cheap, I guess, as you can consider it compared to now. And then we sold it to a private company, and now we're getting raped. What's going on with my hair? Holy Jesus. Getting a haircut tomorrow. A lot of things coming up, folks. I apologize for my hair. I know it's all messed up. What were we talking about? Okay, we're talking about... This guy's flying like an idiot. We're talking about EAP and nav on autopilot with 50.6. It's, yeah, on top of the swaying in the lanes, it's got that whole hesitant, I'm gonna change lanes. Oh, no, I'm not gonna change lanes. I'm gonna fling you right back into the lane you were in, like within a millisecond, and almost like kill you it almost feels like, and the people behind me probably think I'm drunk. Like, it's said it so many times, whether I'm going left or right. I know it's been doing that even before Nav on Autopilot, but there was a version of it, and I'm thinking it was 50.5, or maybe even one of the high 49s, like the 12s or something like that, where it went away. It actually went away, and it wasn't having that problem where it's like going into the lane, halfway there, and then just like, it's just schizophrenic. Nothing against schizophrenic people. I know it's an illness. Just saying. Yeah, it's just crazy. So I think 50.5 has gotten a lot worse. 50.6 has gotten a lot worse. But I mean, it's working, and we all know Nav on Autopilot is not perfect, and it needs some help. But it was working pretty good with 50.5, and then I don't know. So I'm waiting for the next update. I don't know when that's going to be. I know, like Elon said in the last earnings call and stuff like that, 50 points, not 50. See, it's doing it again. It's like, just change lanes, and it just sped up. I don't know. And I don't have it on Mad Max, by the way. Yeah, it is damn sunny though. So what I'm doing, I haven't told you guys from the very beginning. I just went right into my rambling. Going to the Apple store. That's why I have my wife's phone. My wife's phone, it's the 5 SE. Sorry, it's the iPhone SE. I keep calling it 5 SE, but it's just the SE. We're going there because, as any Apple fan or anyone that is very familiar with phones knows, that Apple's had some problems with their iPhone batteries as of late, with I think the 6 and the 7 and the 5, or the SE. So anyways, my wife's phone is one of those culprits that has a bad battery. It goes from, want to speak about schizophrenic? It goes from, come on, autopilot here. We're on the off ramp. We're gonna be turning. It goes from like all the way at the top, like it goes from like 100% charge all the way down to like 30% or 20%, like very fast. And she's on the latest iOS, and you can see, if you look in the battery activity or the health or whatever, you can see it goes like from here and it just dies down. It's like a sharp decline. Anyway, so we're going to get that replaced. Hopefully they'll replace it and not give me a hard time with that. So that's where we're going now, and we're going to Mapleview Mall, where there is a supercharger. What time is it? Oh, I got some time. Yeah, there's a supercharger there, so that should be pretty good. We'll supercharge a little bit, see what the rates are. I mean, I don't really need to. No, I really don't need to, but why not? We'll supercharge. Maybe. We'll see. And we're gonna go meet a friend that it'll be the first time you'll see him. I don't know if I'll put him in this episode because he's a shy guy. But we're gonna go meet a friend that also has a Model 3. He's got the all-wheel drive. He got his after me, and he's got the all-wheel drive. He's loving his car. Nobody here at the supercharger. I don't know if you can see it there. Nobody here. And surprisingly, it's not even ice. That's lovely. So where do I want it? Lucky number 7? Let's do lucky number 7. Lucky 7. Lucky 7. Okay. So there was other stuff I wanted to talk about, folks. But let me go into Apple, and then when I come back out, we'll finish up my discussion, because there's other stuff I wanted to talk about. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, we're all done here. Thank you, Tesla. There goes my buddy Yev. We've got some nice plans in the future that we're going to do some nice testing. His is the all-wheel drive car. So that is my buddy Yev, and he's got the all-wheel drive version. And you know what? I've only driven, obviously, the rear-wheel drive, my car. Haven't driven an all-wheel drive yet. That was the first time we went for a spin and we drove his. Oh, it's fast. Like, I mean, I think, what is it? Like 1 second difference on paper between the all-wheel drive and the rear-wheel drive. But 1 second is quite a bit of speed, folks. Like, I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at. 1 second is considerably faster. I mean, it was nice. The acceleration, and even at like, we were doing 100 and we gunned it, and when I say we, I was driving, and it went up pretty damn good. So it was nice to see. Everything else is the same with the car. He got his a little later than mine, so his is a little different, little things here and there, like the roof, the redness from the ultraviolet coating. I think that's what it is, ultraviolet coating on the roof. That's a little different. He doesn't have it. I don't know why Tesla decided to not put it on some of their cars. That was weird. But anyways, on my way back home now, getting back to the conversation I was having with you folks about different little things that's happened over the last couple weeks. Like I was saying at the beginning, going back to the beginning part of the conversation, how it was super cold last week, our polar vortex that we've got here in southern Ontario. A lot of people on the forums and in the groups, and even people every day around town have been asking me how it's been going with when it's cold out. People that don't have electric cars were wondering, like, does your car work when it's this cold out? Yeah, of course it works. It's just like your gas car, it takes a hit. People don't realize that gas cars, ice cars, their consumption and their efficiency goes down when it's this cold out too, or even just generally in the winter. They lose range too. People don't realize that because it's a gas car, you don't pay attention to it, right? But you lose range too. But you know what, the Tesla, I'd have to say the Model 3, when it had that cold snap, when it was down to -30, -40 with the wind chill, it took a significant hit. I did some calculations on some of the drives I went on the highway and stuff like that. We're talking, and I'm talking with interior cabin heat anywhere from 21 to 22 degrees, which is a nice comfortable heat. We're talking 30, 35, maybe 40%. That's the difference. Like when I say that, so say I went on a 100-kilometer trip. It probably took me 135 to 140 kilometers to go on that 100-kilometer trip. That's what I mean when I say 30 to 40% loss or lack of efficiency, if you were. There's a word there, I just can't think of the word I'm looking for right now. So, you know, it does take a little bit of a hit, but what can you do? I mean, it's the winter. In the summer, our range will go right back up and we won't have any issues with that. Let me know if you've got some comments regarding the your loss of range in the cold. Like if you guys experienced the polar vortex last week like we did here in Ontario. Let me know what you guys were getting, what kind of range you guys were losing and stuff like that, because I'm curious to know if it was just me. I don't think so, because looking in the groups and the forums, a lot of people were complaining about the same thing. Some people were even getting like half their range. If they were driving 100 kilometers, it was taking them almost 200 kilometers to just drive that little bit of difference. So let me know in the comments below what your experiences were. Also, I hope this isn't too long. I know I said in one of my shorter videos, I was going to try to make some shorter videos and some longer ones, and some of you guys reached out to me and said you like the longer ones. You didn't mind it. You don't mind the long, 10-minute videos. So trust me, maybe I should have said this at the beginning. I truly respect everyone's time and energy that they take to watch these. Trust me, I do not take anyone's time for granted or anything like that. I truly appreciate it and take that into consideration when I make these videos and when I edit them, to make them down as short as I can, because nobody wants to sit here for 20 minutes watching me talk or doing any kind of, unless I'm giving away money. I'm sure none of you guys want to sit here for 15, 20 minutes watching me talk. So I respect everyone's time. I will try to make some shorter ones like I did in the last couple weeks, and I'll try to make some longer ones too. Not that I'm going to try to make longer ones, but if they're long, so be it. But that's it. Like I said, Pro Tips is coming up. I will either try to get it. I've got lots of Pro Tips. I could probably make two more volumes of Pro Tips, but it's just time and energy. Polar vortex. I'm going to use polar vortex. I'm going to use polar vortex as an excuse. Anyways, folks, I'm getting off the ramp right now, getting off the highway. Autopilot, nav on autopilot's doing an awesome job. No hands, and I'm going around a corner. Probably not smart. I should pay attention and keep my hands on the wheel, and I am, and somebody's on my butt riding my ass there. Anyways, till next time, until the Pro Tips volume, folks, I will see you on the next one. Take care. That guy was riding my ass there. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.